Hi Hitesh, welcome on your PDR.
Thank you, sir. Uh, Glad to see you, sir. I feel so
Okay,
good here. Yeah.
okay. And Hitesh, you are my very old student, not by age, but years passed by. I'm really happy to interact with you today. And Hitesh, you have traveled a long journey. Being mechanical engineer, you are doing wonderful, in semiconductor industry. And presently, you are working in Singapore. You started your journey from Punjab in domain of mechanical engineering, and then you went to IIT Madras, and then you went to Korea, and then now you're in Singapore. I would like to interact with you, and the purpose of interaction is Hitesh to provide information to the students, those who are looking forward to have wonderful career. और बीइंग मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर तुम सेमीकंडक्टर इंडस्ट्री में कैसे काम कर सकते हो, और जो भी आपसे इनपुट आएगा वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होगा बच्चों के लिए जो अपना करियर बनाना चाहते हैं। और आपकी जर्नी बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग और इंस्पिरेशनल है। आई वुड लाइक टू बेसिकली रिकॉर्ड दैट। सो आई वेलकम यू ऑन प्लेटफॉर्म, एंड नाउ आई स्टार्ट विद माय फर्स्ट पॉइंट, एंड दैट इज द योर बैकग्राउंड, जिसमें आप बताएं विच पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया यू आर फ्रॉम, विच पार्ट ऑफ पंजाब यू आर फ्रॉम, आपकी ग्रेजुएशन कौन से कॉलेज से हुई, और आपके कॉलेज के बाद आपने एग्जाम्स लिखा होगा टू गो टू आईआईटी मद्रास, वो वाला आप अपना फेज पहले स्टूडेंट्स को डिस्कस करो। एंड द सेकंड फेज विल बी योर जर्नी इन आईआईटी मद्रास, वहां पे और आपका प्लेसमेंट लगना। तीसरी जर्नी होगी प्लेसमेंट के बाद जॉब शिफ्ट करना, जॉब्स में जाना, और अभी आप क्या कर रहे हैं, और चौथा होगा कि अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्या है। तो मैंने पूरे का पूरा इंटरेक्शन ये चार पार्ट में बांटा हुआ है। तो पहले मैं चलता हूँ आपके ग्रेजुएशन डेज में, कहाँ से किया आपने, वो आपके ईयर्स कैसे थे।
सर मैंने बहुत ही मैंने शहीद उधम सिंह कॉलेज ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग एंड टेक्नोलॉजी टंगोरी से बीटेक करी है। एंड आई वाज एंड ड्यूरिंग माय थर्ड ईयर ऑफ ग्रेजुएशन आई रियलाइज दैट देयर आर ओनली लिमिटेड अपॉर्चुनिटीज if I have to get a placement through Tangori college. So that's why I was looking for options outside. And then during that time, I also uh, came across your coaching center, and that's the time when we have met. And then I joined. I started working hard, and I started learning more deeper into the technical area. और उसके बाद सर I just wrote GATE. You know, there were many other exams which I planned to write, but my biggest target was GATE because I never wanted to be into PSUs. I wanted to join in Indian Institute of Technology, very prestigious institute, as you know. So and 2013 was the first time I wrote GATE, and and during that time I was in the fourth year of my graduation, and I got about 2500 AIR rank. And I think I got couple of calls, but there was that those calls from IITs were not into core engineering branches. They were like interdisciplinary branches. So then after that I wrote GATE again, but landed up into almost same rank next year as well. So uh, but fortunately there was a new program that was launched by IIT Madras, that which is MS program, and I got a core I got a call from IIT Madras, in interview call from the core branch, which is thermal engineering, and then I just landed up into IIT Madras. After giving the interview, I just finally got selected, and that's how I landed into IIT Madras.
Okay. Hitesh, I asked two, three things on the basis of what you told. Number one, you have not told which part of Punjab you are from.
Okay. So I am from Kot Kapura, a small town near Bathinda. So
Okay.
that's where I am from. Maybe it's not familiar to many most of the students, but yeah, it is close to
But
Bathinda
it is
and
familiar
Ludhiana, I
to
would say.
students of Punjab. So I'll be sharing
Yeah.
this video with a lot of students of Punjab. ये
Okay.
टंगोरी शहीद उधम सिंह कॉलेज टंगोरी, ये कौन से डिस्ट्रिक्ट में है पंजाब के।
Yeah, it is near Mohali. It is in Mohali district.
It's Mohali district. Okay. And one very important thing I think we missed. And I remember you as a very, inquisitive student, and who used to go to DRDO also for some project, I think, if I'm not
Yeah.
wrong, Hitesh.
Yes.
You used to do your
Yes.
project from DRDO. Am I right?
Yes. So okay, during third year, as I mentioned earlier, that I joined your coaching center, and that is the time when we also have to go through those 6 months of training. So
training,
that
yeah.
is in our seventh semester. So that
Mm,
was the time, because your coaching center was also close to DRDO, the
mm,
TBRL lab. I think
mm,
it is very close to Panchkula. So then
mm,
I could manage both. So yes, I
mm.
did my training at DRDO
Okay. So Hitesh,
for 6 months.
my question is, what is the relevance of बीटेक प्रोजेक्ट? बहुत सा बच्चा बीटेक प्रोजेक्ट को सीरियसली नहीं लेता है, इंटर्नशिप को सीरियसली नहीं लेता है. आपका इनपुट चाहूंगा कि व्हाट इज द रेलेवेंस, बिकॉज आई यूज्ड टू सी यू यूज्ड टू पुट लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट इन प्रोजेक्ट, यूज्ड टू डिस्कस विद मी आल्सो दैट. तो सिग्निफिकेंस क्या होता है इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग का, इंटर्नशिप्स का, प्रोजेक्ट्स का, इनका क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है करियर में?
सर, कपल ऑफ थिंग्स, जैसे मेरे लिए व्हाट वाज द एडवांटेज, जैसे मैं आई वेंट इनटू इंटरव्यू एट आईआईटी मद्रास, सो दे डिड डिस्कस एट लेंथ अबाउट माय बीटेक प्रोजेक्ट. ओके,
यस.
तो मेरा वहां पे फायदा हुआ. एंड आई डोंट ऑनेस्टली, आई डोंट रिकॉल after that using that DRDO internship anywhere, explaining that I did intern. Okay, but definitely it helped to get into IT Madras. So I have done internship, and this is the project I did. This is so if you put effort in your internship, you can definitely explain. If you go for higher studies, you can explain to your interview what you did. There might be a question, or even if you want to get a job, then definitely they may ask right after BTech that if you want to get a job, you're aspiring for a job, they may ask in your interview
यस.
what you did in your internship. If your internship is strong, that increases your chances of getting a job.
तो जो भी काम कर रहे हो, इंटर्नशिप प्रोजेक्ट अच्छे तरीके से करो, यू नेवर नो वेयर इट कैन हेल्प यू, राइट
Yeah,
हितेश?
that's correct. Yes, yes.
Okay, now coming to Hitesh, MS program in IIT Madras, and let me tell you, पिछले कई सालों से मैं स्टूडेंट्स को ये चीज बता रहा हूँ कि एमएस प्रोग्राम इज वेरी गुड, एंड आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलता है लर्न करने को, और मे बी 6 more months यू गेट इन आईआईटी, वंडरफुल campuses, and you can come out with a very good research work, and this gives you opportunities further in your life. So now my next question to you is, एमएस प्रोग्राम्स और एमटेक प्रोग्राम्स के बीच में बच्चा बहुत कंफ्यूज होता है. My question to you is, MS programs of IIT Madras or similar IITs, MS program से wonderful career opportunities मिलती हैं, ये तो अब हमें दिख रहा है. You are the example of that. But I want to know from you this question from my students to you, sir, can I get career opportunities through MS program of IIT Madras?
सर ओके, सो यू आस्क कपल ऑफ क्वेश्चन. एक तो डिफरेंस बिटवीन एमएस एंड एमटेक, और दूसरा एमएस के बाद क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी. सर आई विल ट्राई टू आंसर बोथ द क्वेश्चंस. एमएस एंड एमटेक में डिफरेंस इज दिस कि एमटेक इज लाइक 2 years course, 2 years program, and you have to go through certain coursework, and you will be very tight on schedule. You may not be able to make use of the IIT campus a lot when you're doing your MTech program, because you may not be able to take part in a lot of extracurricular activities. I would let me put it that way. Yes, you do your coursework, you get good grades, and then you can get a job. That is how I see as an MTech program. If you want to get a job and land into a job straight from IIT campus and into a good job, then okay, MTech program is good. You go ahead with that. But if you have a choice, now also if you ask me, because during my time I honestly did not have the opportunity to go for MTech because my rank was not so good. So I landed into MS. So I had no choice. I just went into MS. But if you have a choice, I would still now prefer to go for MS program because of the environment you are in. If you are if you go for MS program, you can get into a job. Plus, you also get to experience a research work, and then you can decide whether you need to go for a job after MS program or you want to actually go for PhD, right? And then the third thing is you can also take part into a lot of extracurricular activities. So that way you open up your other opportunities like going into consulting, right? Because then you work through extracurricular, you work with a lot of BTech students, then you will know, okay, this is what these guys are doing. Maybe I can explore that. Is this what I like, right? And then I think MS program gives you a lot of opportunities, and because it gives you more time, to put it that way, and less coursework. So you just need to do maybe 5 subjects, and then you get 3 years. And in MTech, I think you need to do probably 10 to 15, and you get only 2 years. So you can imagine, right, how much time will you have to do extracurricular activities? And that is the key for me. I think extracurricular is the key. If you get time, you should definitely do it.
Yes, wonderful. Now, Hitesh, my next question is related to your stay in IIT Madras campus. A Punjabi boy in IIT Madras. Explain. How was your stay in Madras
सर
campus?
सर जब मैं पहले आईआईटी मद्रास में गया तो सबको यही लगता था कि ये आई लड़ाई कर ले, बिकॉज हमारी थोड़ी हम थोड़ा ऊंचा बोलते हैं, वो क्या कहते हैं कि खड़ी बोली टाइप्स हैं हम. वी we speak little louder. We I mean, we are naturally that way. So
Mm,
after spending couple of months with the guys, they came to, okay, these guys are like that only, so it's fine. So we have to deal with them because they are not they are still good by heart, but it's just that how they are brought up, their upbringing, and they are from a different land. So but otherwise, sir, I think I did not feel any difference at all. uh,
mm,
but one advantage being a Punjabi and landing into IIT Madras is you will become fluent in your English, because in Punjab we don't speak English so much. We don't communicate in even though we know many things. We can understand, we can, but we cannot talk openly,
mm,
right?
mm,
IIT Madras gives you a chance because you're in Chennai. People there, you cannot speak Tamil, or you speak Tamil. You cannot speak Tamil being a Punjabi, so you have to learn English. So people
mm,
speak English with you. You will also communicate back. So that is the biggest advantage, right? And then other than that, I think people are hardworking there, right? They
mm,
are very serious about their career, and that
mm,
is another thing that you can
mm,
learn from them.
mm,
So
mm.
I'm sure this seriousness would be
मेरा
across
क्वेश्चन
all the
खाने से
IITs, but
लेके
yes,
रिलेटेड
I
था
can only talk about it.
हितेश। मेरा क्वेश्चन जो था खाने से रिलेटेड था।
Sir, I think they eat more healthy food. They eat more healthy food.
ओके।
Even today in my house, we eat dosa and sambar and idli because we like that more
ओके।
than our pranthas.
वंडरफुल। चलो दैट इज ओके। सो आई थिंक देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम। आई थिंक कैंपस के अंदर सब अच्छा मिलता है, तो पंजाब से बच्चा जा सकता है एंड दे
No,
कैन स्टडी देयर।
aram se sir, no issues.
Hmm. Okay, now Hitesh, jobs through MS program, and I remember you got a very good job in lab research and all. So उसके बारे में बताओ कि आपकी कौन सी जॉब लगी थी, और वो जॉब के बारे में थोड़ा सा बताओ। एंड ये क्वेश्चन उन स्टूडेंट्स से जो ये जानना चाहते हैं कि सर कैसी जॉब्स लगती हैं आईआईटी मद्रास से एमएस से प्लेसमेंट के थ्रू।
Sir, my target was to, okay, so there are a couple of things. So sometimes there may be certain companies like from non-technical background which may not be open for MS programs. Okay, so that's,
Okay.
I don't know about today. That was like 5 years back. So of course you can only sit in those companies that are open for you, which will be more into technical, right?
Okay.
But there will also be many consulting firms like McKinsey, BCG that will be open for you as well. So if you
Mm,
can compete, because BTech students are there who will be targeting those companies, if you can compete with them, you should go ahead with that if you have interest there. But
mhm,
that is in the non-technical. If you want to
mm,
go into technical, right,
mm,
then you can go into like aeronautical industry, Airbus, almost all the companies will come. Automotive, there are many automotive, Mahindra will come, Tata will come, so many are there. And then there is semiconductor industry, right? The
mhm,
companies in semiconductor. When I sat in the placement, लैम
mm,
रिसर्च केम देयर फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम.
mm,
सेमीकंडक्टर में इतनी कंपनी सब नहीं आती थी
mm.
कैंपस में. आई थिंक लैम रिसर्च वाज द फर्स्ट वन, एंड
Okay.
दैट टाइम देयर वाज नॉट बिग बूम आल्सो ऑफ सेमीकंडक्टर. तो
Mm,
I would say that was just the timing, and by luck I got into semiconductor. So I
okay.
feel very happy today. That's a separate thing, but it was just the timing, right?
Mm,
And
mm,
मैं लैम रिसर्च में था. I got into लैम रिसर्च and I discussed with my family after I got placed that how is the company, whether I should go, because I was not having much background about this company.
mhm,
I was although targeting KLA tanker that is also into semiconductor, because तब मेरा क्रेज ये था. I my personal feeling was that I should get to travel a lot. मेरे मतलब वो
okay.
होता है कि यार
Mm,
ट्रैवल करना है
mm,
ना. तो मेरे को ये था केएलए टैंकर में देयर वाज लॉट ऑफ ट्रैवलिंग. तो आई
mhm,
आई बिकॉज एक मतलब आई गॉट अ चांस देयर, बट आई गॉट रिजेक्टेड इन द लास्ट राउंड ऑफ के.
mm,
आई वाज वेरी डिप्रेस्ड. नेक्स्ट डे आई गॉट इनटू लैम रिसर्च. तो वो भी
mhm,
सेमीकंडक्टर में था, तो मेरे को हो गया. बट अपॉर्चुनिटी वाइज
mm,
I think it's just a luck where you get into. You should target few companies, but it's
mm,
just a luck where you get into. Even if you target something and you
mm,
don't get into that particular company, if you get some other company, I think it should still be fine. Eventually it's your hard work that pays off. I have
mhm,
seen people who started with a very low package, especially in the aeronautical. You can see came aeronautical industry
mhm,
took a very bad hit, but now they
mm,
are at executive positions
mhm,
in companies like Airbus. They are doing
mhm,
really great. So
mhm,
eventually it's timing. It's the timing where you get
mm,
into that gives you
mm,
smooth sailing, but eventually it's your hard work that pays off. That is
yes.
how I see it. But there are a lot of
Mm.
opportunities. Sir. You can if you talk about job, you can definitely get a job. I don't worry about the job at all.
In fact, last year, Hitesh, I went to IIT Madras campus, and same, I think April month I went, and there that time MTech students were not there. Only MS students I could meet. Hundreds of MS students I could meet there and IIT Madras. And I found, they are talking great about, not only they are talking great, I mean, it is great because I interacted with Anmol, who was in Airbus, and he spent, I think, 3, 4 years in MS, and
Mm,
he's very, very satisfied. He said, okay, now I'm in
mm,
Airbus, I'm doing great.
mm,
Same now, Lam Research. These are the wonderful companies. So that means
mm.
MS program, IIT Madras, if somebody pursues, then getting job is not a problem if you put your effort and if you
Not at
skill
all.
yourself.
Not at
Right.
all.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you have said a
And
very
it
interesting.
increases your
Yeah.
chances if you, just a remark, sir, it increases your chances if you do extracurricular activities when
Okay.
you're at IIT Madras. If you do
Mhm.
extracurricular, that makes your profile strong because companies first have to shortlist your resume. You have done your research, how, but what sets you apart? Okay, you have done your extracurricular. This is what you were like a placement head. You were into these festivals. You were leader there because companies also
Mhm.
look for leadership skills, right? That is how you showcase. And then your
Mhm.
research. You are technically strong. You have leadership skills. Okay, let's call him.
Good. So आप पास आउट कब हुए थे वहां से हितेश? When did you pass out
2017.
from? 2017 में आप आईआईटी मद्रास से निकल गए थे.
Yes.
Okay. So now 6, 7 years का जो जर्नी है. Now you are in Singapore and let's say now कैंपस आईआईटी मद्रास के कैंपस से लेके सिंगापुर तक का जो टिपिकल जर्नी होता है टेक्नोक्रेट का, वो कैसा होता है? सो यू मस्ट हैव शिफ्टेड जॉब्स एंड ऑल. उसके बारे में आप थोड़ा सा बताएं.
I got into LAM research. So I was into R&D. I was a senior mechanical engineer there. So I was into R&D center, just like what I was doing in LAM research. My research was mostly on the structural
So
simulation
where were
of
you posted? It was in Bangalore or something?
Bangalore. Bangalore.
Okay.
It was in Bangalore. So when I was in LAM research, I was doing almost similar kind of work, but there were of course additional responsibilities. But I was doing it. I enjoyed it for about 8 to 10 months. After that, I went to US for about 2 months, did some project. Then I came back. I did continue to do the same work. Then I realized, no, yeah, I have to do something else. So
Okay, so
I don't
Hitesh,
know. I'm
that means if you're working in LAM research, then doors will open for US opportunities and jobs in US also. Am I right?
Yes, yes. I mean, you can go for business trips. Initially,
Okay.
when you get hired at LAM, they will send you for business trips for trainings, right? For 2 months. That is very common. Within 1 year, you can get that.
Mm,
So
mm,
or maybe 2 years. It depends on the business need.
okay.
But
Mm,
but when I came back from US, I continued to do some work, and then I realized, okay, maybe I should try something different, and that's when I also started entering into entrepreneurship. So I did my startup, which was in logistics plus it was related to supply chain. So I did some startup. It was not at all related to technical, but
mm,
I was doing startup for so basically I joined LAM Research in June 2017. I resigned from LAM Research May 2019. So I was there for about 2 years. After that, I went into of course, my entrepreneurial journey started in 2018 itself because we were doing some research, market surveys, all of that. So I finally resigned in May, and then I
mm,
continued until December. So
mm,
after that, we ran out of cash, and there were some
mm,
challenges that we had. So that was some unfortunate situation. It was a very good experience, but yeah, but unfortunately, we could not continue it. There were some personal reasons also, so
mm,
we had to stop it. We could not go for funding, and there were many
mm,
reasons. And then I was about to get married also during that time. So then I had to get back into job. Either I go back to LAM research. I had a fortunately very good relation with the managers there, or I could try
mm,
out something else
okay.
in another company. So then I
Mm,
was looking for a job that could give me some technical skills also, and where I can also interact with people more, because I felt in R&D I was not interacting with people a lot.
mm,
So that's when I joined Applied Materials, and I became new product manufacturing engineer. So
okay.
from senior mechanical engineer to senior new product manufacturing engineer, I would say senior manufacturing engineer to make it
Mm,
simple. So I worked in Applied Material. It is the number one wafer equipment manufacturer in the
mm,
semiconductor industry. So LAM Research is at number 2 or number 3. Applied Materials is at number 1.
mm,
So I joined that, and then worked there for about 2 years before I joined another company, which is ASM. Now,
mm,
I mean, I went to Korea, and after spending 1 year there, I got an internal transfer to Singapore. So this is
okay.
like very high level.
Mm, mm, mm. Okay. So what is this company now in which you are working presently? Tell us about this now.
So this is also a competitor of lam research and applied materials. It is not very big company as them, but
Mm,
it is still, it's going very fast. It is like, I would say 50, it is applied materials
mm,
15 years ago, right?
Okay. Okay. Mm,
So that, and then it's growing very rapidly. And
mm,
then so basically what we do is, as you know, Nvidia designs the chips, and
mm,
TSMC will manufacture the chips,
mm,
and we will give them machines to
mm.
manufacture those chips.
Okay.
So that's where we are in this loop. So we give
Mm,
machines so that
mm,
TSMC can manufacture chips from those machines, and then
mm,
Nvidia can design chips
mm, mm,
based on their requirement, working with TSMC.
Wonderful. So Hitesh, now what kind of engineering background students are hired by your company? Because मेरे को जो लग रहा है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग मटेरियल साइंस ये डोमेन्स लग रही हैं, तो क्या ऐसे इंजीनियर्स को हायर करते हैं आपकी कंपनी?
All, sir, all domains. क्योंकि
अच्छा.
मशीन में यू विल डू मैकेनिकल वर्क, यू विल डू थर्मल वर्क, यू विल डू
हाँ.
structural, if I talk about mechanical, you will do structural work also. There are a lot of parts, and then you will also do communication, like systems engineering between electrical and mechanical. And then you will also make the complete machine work. You have to automate it. You will need computer science, and then in the end you will have a lot of data also. You need data analysts also, right?
Hmm.
And then our machine is big. It has got like, I would say 50,000 parts. One machine has got 50,000 parts. You need to manage those parts. Who will do that?
Hmm.
Supply chain. There are
Hmm.
planners who will manage those parts, right? So I
Hmm.
think almost everyone can get into this industry.
Wonderful. So, अब I mean, presently you are working in Singapore. So, what is your profile and what is your designation and what are you doing there now?
Sir, my profile is like senior manufacturing engineer. So
Okay.
so what I do is, like, we have two units. One is
Hmm.
business unit, other is operations. So
Okay.
business unit in our company is the one who is do the R&D work. As I told you, right, 2019, I switched my domain from R&D to manufacturing. So
Okay.
then after that, what I will do, I will manufacture that design product, and
Hmm.
then I will design the tooling to
Hmm.
manufacture it.
Hmm.
So all
Hmm.
the jigs and fixtures, right, I have to take care. Any
Hmm.
manufacturing, like assembly line is there, right? If you
Hmm.
give you an example, like we have a
Hmm.
Honda, right? To make a bike, you have a typical
Hmm.
assembly line, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
you have to make sure it is as efficient as possible, so you can make more bikes, right, in one day or
Hmm.
2 days. So that is what we also drive, to drive manufacturing efficiencies, right?
Hmm.
Like and also our product is more repeatable. For example, we will implement techniques on the floor, technical methods, like if there is a robot, how you make sure all the robots are same when we
Hmm.
ship it out to our customer. So we have
Hmm.
certain checks here, technical checks that we do, like we implement the laser checks, right? I mean, we at the manufacturing line we do the technical work, and then
Okay.
yeah, so at the manufacturing we do the technical work. We don't deal into like process flow. I don't deal into like how the gases are flowing, that is done
Hmm.
by the business unit. But
Hmm.
I deal, once they design that, then I make it work based on what they design, and then I ship it out to customer. So
Hmm.
but at the same time I also interact. For us, the shipment date is very important, so any issues that we face, right? So for example, our suppliers may not be perfect, so they may have a part shortage, so they'll propose alternative parts to put it in our system. Then we have to do the risk assessment, technical assessment. I have to do whether it can do the same
Hmm.
job as the other part.
Hmm.
So I will do that. I will work with business unit closely, and then
Hmm.
to make it work. So I will do a lot of interaction also to
Hmm.
ensure that the shipment schedule is maintained. But at the same time, I also do a lot of technical work. So as I
Hmm.
said, right, the jigs and fixture, that is something I will design. So
Okay. Hmm.
yeah, a lot of hats you can wear, not just like dealing with the core technical. You can wear a
Okay.
lot of hats being a
Hmm.
manufacturing engineer.
Okay. Now, Hitesh, coming to some interesting part of journey which I want to explore further about you. See, students get inspired by salaries and all these things. They want to know actually that people like who's MS from IIT Madras and who has gone from this campus couple of years back. Now he's in Singapore and all. I'm not asking your salary, but I want to know what is the kind of salary people can get in companies like yours, in terms of, Indian currency or Singapore dollar or whatever. So any idea which you can give to the students who are listening?
Okay, okay. So so you want to know about the salary abroad, not in
Yeah.
India.
So no, I want to know both. I want to know like your
Mm,
company when it is in India, how much they pay, when they
mm,
go abroad, how much they pay.
mm,
So that comparative analysis could be done. Students can make up their mind, okay, they want to work here, they want to do
uh,
there, where they should go and
uh,
all.
okay. So generally, what happens if today's, I mean, as per my understanding right now, 5 years back, the if you get placement into lamb research or applied materials, you get about 15 lakhs. I think 14 to 15 lakhs
Mm,
average package.
mm,
But I think now maybe it may be 20 lakhs. A fresher
mm,
can get
mm,
right from campus placement,
mm.
and then you have to work there, right? So there are two ways. Either now you, based on the business need, you take an internal transfer from
Okay,
lamb research India to lamb research US. If
okay,
you do that, then you may not get a very high salary.
okay.
Okay, but they will give you
Mm,
opportunity because you're getting a chance to move to US. But
mm,
of course, you have to compromise in some way. So uh,
mm,
if you have 2 to 5 years of experience, you may get about around 120K in
mm,
US. If I talk about US,
mm,
100 to
mm,
120. That is my
mm,
understanding.
mm,
It may not be 100% correct, but this is my understanding. And then
mm.
if you, because it depends on the region also. And then
Okay,
if I move, because lamb research is very big, and if I join little bit smaller company like ASM, they will pay you more, but the risk is high, right? Pressure will be more because
mm,
lamb research will have people, dedicated people doing certain things. They have a process. ASM may
okay.
not have a process, so you may have to do two people's job also.
Mm, mm,
But that's how you learn also, joining a small company. So you
okay.
may, but they will pay you more. How
Mm,
how it excites you, huh? I should join ASM. I have to leave lamb. I go to, they give you more, they pay you more.
mm,
So
mm,
it may be, so if lamb pays you 100 to 120, they may pay you 120 to 150. But
mm,
that is what I'm talking about, US. And then you have
okay.
stock options, right? So
Mm,
you may get like anything between 10,000 to $30,000. So it depends on your grade, it depends on your number of years of experience. But now this is US. If I talk about Singapore, you may not get as much.
mm,
So
mm,
so if I go from lamb to lamb Singapore,
mm,
I said 100 to 120
mm,
in lamb US, right? 2 years of
mm,
experience. But in
mm,
Singapore, you may get 80 to 100
mm, mm. That is Singapore dollars,
with
huh?
one Singapore dollars. And
And that
then
is 60
in
rupees
AS,
or something.
yes, 60 rupees. One Singapore
Mm,
dollar is 60 rupees. And then in ASM, you may get 100 to 120 if you
mm,
have about 2 years of experience.
mm,
100 to 120 in ASM Singapore,
mm, mm,
while in ASM US, you may get 120 to 150.
mm, mm. Okay.
So, but if you
Mm,
have more experience, like 5 years of experience, then you can be at about 150K.
That,
That is the average
mm,
salary you can look at.
that is in Singapore, huh?
Uh, that is in Singapore, and in
Mm,
US you can get about 200 as well.
mm. So Hitesh, somebody working in Bangalore and somebody working in Singapore, let us say. No doubt, quality of life is different. We know that Singapore and Bangalore. But in terms of monetary terms, how much it can be the maximum difference? I mean, if somebody asks you, okay, in Bangalore, तुम्हारा एक महीने में इतना मिल जाएगा और सिंगापुर में, what is the difference?
सर, हाउ आई सी इट इज कि तुम्हारे महीने के एंड में तुम कितना सेव करते हो, इट डजेंट
Yes.
मैटर। अगर मान लो मैंने इतने कमाए और मैंने सब अपने ओनर को ही दे दिए रेंट में, तो व्हाट इज द
Mm,
पॉइंट, राइट? तो
mm,
हाउ मच यू कैन सेव, है ना? मैं आई विल टॉक इन टर्म्स ऑफ सेविंग्स। तो
yes.
in lamb, if you have about five, let's say your package is around 30 lakhs, you can save about 10 to 15 lakhs a year.
Mm, mm.
So in Singapore, if you have 6 years of experience, you can save about three times that
Okay.
money.
Mm.
And in US, maybe five times.
So 30,
Two and a
40
half to
lakh per
three, or
annum
four
you
to
can
five
save.
times you can
Okay.
save in
Mm,
semiconductor. In
mm,
semiconductor.
ओके। अब मेरे को ये बताओ हितेश, सेमीकंडक्टर में मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर्स के लिए क्या क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज है, बिकॉज दिस इज द फास्ट कमिंग अप डोमेन।
सर, बहुत ही अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं सर। जैसे आई सेड, राइट, यू हाउ ओके, यू मे नॉट डायरेक्टली गेट अ जॉब एज मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंजीनियर। हाँ, तो क्योंकि ये भी देखते हैं वो कि if they're hiring you in Singapore or US, right? They first have to see local talent is available. Otherwise, why they will sponsor your visa, right? Agar local talent ही है, तो they will not have to do all of that, right? And what unique skill set you have, right?
Yes.
तो एक अच्छी चीज क्या होती है, if you get a campus placement, get to LAM or applied, they are big companies, and you work as R&D, spend there for 2 years. Just wait for your time. Semiconductor is booming, and you keep your profile active on LinkedIn. That's how I also landed into Korea. I would totally say it's a luck, it's a timing. I cannot say, okay, today, if they would have approached somebody else, probably he or she would have been the one who would have been in Korea or Singapore. So I was working in applied materials. It was COVID time. I was approached because ASM was growing, and applied material is the number one wafer equipment manufacturer. So they were hiring people from number one company, and then they came across my profile, and then of course I gave the interview, and then it went in my favor. I just went into Korea, right? So it's about timing. If I apply now in ASM, I may not get an interview call at all. It all depends on the timing, how actively they are hiring, right? But you only what you that you cannot control. You can only work hard. So you can only decide, keep okay, I am into LAM, I am into applied, I keep working hard, and let's wait for the time. Maybe you may get internal transfer to US from the applied material itself or Singapore, right? Or you may be approached poached by some other competitor who is small, who is growing. I mean, it all depends on the timing. It's same as if I go for a PhD, and then you don't know. If I talk about companies like Nvidia, AMD, they're number one. So 5 years before or 4 years before, who would have joined Nvidia, right? That I would say is timing, right? It's totally timing. And now you will feel so satisfied. Oh, thank God I am here. I will never leave this company. This is my retirement company. Same way, I also feel lucky that I am into semiconductor. Thank God I joined LAM Research. But when I got campus placement, I was thinking whether I should get into LAM. What is this company? Right? So it depends on timing, but you cannot control that. You have to be aware of certain things like LAM. Let's get into LAM. Let's get into semiconductor. And then you just wait for your time. Just be hungry, sir. That's it. That is what I would say. Just be hungry and wait for your timing.
Wonderful. Okay, Hitesh. So that brings us to an end of this wonderful, enriched, entertaining, full, inspiring your session. And I thank you for the time you spared for this interaction. And I wish you all the very best for your career ahead. I'll keep on popping, and I'll keep on making the sequels of such interactive videos. Maybe after a couple of years again, what your learning is, because perspective, everybody has his own perspective, and bringing that perspective in front of the people is very important, because that helps them to make their own decision. I'm sure जो आपने बताया उससे बहुत बेनिफिट होगा स्टूडेंट्स को, एंड उनको हेल्प मिलेगी अपना करियर उस डायरेक्शन में ले जाने के लिए. सो ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट हितेश. थैंक यू.
So thank you, sir. It was great to be great to interact with you, and hopefully we meet soon. Thanks a lot.
थैंक यू.